So we just closed out the first month of 2023, and something's just been bothering me this entire month, and even right as we closed out last year, and that is the fact that so many of you, coaches and trainers, are sitting on absolute gold mines, but you're completely missing it. The reason being is that you're so focused on gathering new leads, new customers, that you're completely ignoring all of the gold that you're already sitting on. On today's video, I want to help you understand how to compound your coaching. Essentially the top 3 ways that we see it on how you're going to grow your business in 2023 without spending a dime on advertising, without being a social media guru or a YouTube guru, but taking your existing business and fully leveraging it through all of these different strategies. So stick with me to the end. You're going to have 3 strategies plus a little bonus to make this your best year yet. So before we dive into the 3 areas, we need to talk about what the heck does compounding mean. Most of you have a rough sense of it, but I want to talk about it in the sense of your business. So essentially this is earnings on earnings. In the context of your business though, it's the process of growing revenue by retaining and upselling your current customers, okay? So you retain them, you upsell them, maybe even cross-sell them, and this is going to help you increase the lifetime value of those customers, which turns into way more revenue and gives you a super healthy and, more importantly, sustainable business. So speaking of compounding, we're going to go in order here, and each one of these things is going to layer on the next. So the first thing I want you paying attention to is retention. Simple to say, hard to do. So many of you, again, are so focused on what's next, you're leaving money on the table by not ensuring that each and every one of your customers is happy. So a quick stat right off the top, I'm sure you generally know this, but it's worth reminding you, it's 10 times more expensive to get a new customer than it is to retain that existing customer. Another quick metric for you, existing customers usually generate somewhere between 67 and 87% of your revenue if you can keep them happy and keep them on board. So what I want you to do, instead of focusing on grabbing new customers, we need to have a mindset shift around retention. I want you to think as your customers as lifetime customers, customers for life, instead of going after the one-time sale or the one-time lesson. Keep them happy and your business will thank you for it. Now, building on number 1, you retain your happy customers. Now your job is to make them more valuable. How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to upsell them or cross-sell them. So upselling would be giving them a new product in your offering, a tiered pricing model, if you will, so that they now have something else to upgrade to. The other option that you have is cross-sell. So let's say you love a certain product, either a training aid or something else that you can bring into the fold, and you sell that to your existing audience. Here at CoachNow, we have pricing tiers, and we also have digital education products that we sell. So we do a little bit of both, and we also have some preferred partners that we work with where we can give certain coaching populations deals on other products that really complement what we do. There's no reason why you can't do the same. So let's do some quick math. Year 1, let's say your customer is worth $1,000 to you in year 1. Good job. And let's say you increase that value 15% year over year. After 5 years, they're going to be worth around $1,700 to you. That's a 75% increase on the customer value over those 5 years. We at CoachNow, we're doing a great job of that. I know that you can do it as well. There's no reason why you can't go 15, 30, maybe even 40% more for those happy customers. So again, retain them, upsell them, and now we're going to get on to number 3. Number 3 is actually building upon the first 2. It's a metric that's going to help you understand the health of your business, and it's called NRR. In other words, net retained revenue. Another way of looking at NRR is imagining if your business never got another client, how healthy would it be? This metric is going to help you understand that. Now, NRR is typically used for software as a service companies that have subscription models built in, but what I want to help you understand is that if you're following our lead here at CoachNow, your coaching business can follow very similar models because you're doing long-term development, you're selling annual or monthly plans, so you've essentially got the same business. It's just more of a service-based business rather than a software business. So now let's talk about the actual formula. It's pretty dang easy to understand, but I'm going to walk you through it so that you can do these calculations for your own business. For a lot of you, it's going to fit perfectly because you're already pretty evolved in your business. For others, this is going to be a little bit aspirational, but you understanding the core elements is going to be super important for your long-term success. So the first number that we're going to put into the formula is MRR, monthly recurring revenue of last month. And then we're going to add that to expansion revenue. So I want you to think of, just in simple terms, you made some money over the last few months. You've got some averages in there, so think about that. Now, within those last few months, have you been able to do any upsells, any cross-sells? Have you expanded on that revenue beyond the normal commitments that you have? If so, great, add those two numbers together. Then what you're going to do is minus downgrades or churn. Now, downgrades, if you have a multi-tiered coaching service, you can kind of factor that in. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to put that at 0 because you're not going to have any downgrades. But what you might have is churn or cancels, meaning that you just lost a client. So once you do that, you're going to add again the MRR, the expansion, and then you're going to minus the cancellations or the churn of the previous month. Once you do that, you're going to divide that total by the MRR of last month once again. And then you're going to multiply it times 100 to equal your NRR. So let's do a quick example here. Let's say your MRR of last month was $10,000. You had an expansion of $5,000. Again, you got a 0 for the downgrades, and you had cancellations in the $3,000 range. Pretty good month. Now, when you do that calculation, you're going to end up at 120% NRR, which is phenomenal. Because again, what you've done is you've covered your churn and then some with upgrading, with expansion revenue. Now, that is the mark of a healthy business. Now, let's say you're somewhere in the 90% as you do it, or even the 80%. You still have a great business, but you also have a foundation to grow on to make sure that your expansion revenue is more than your lost revenue. Now, the icing to the cake here, you're going to add some new customers. That's just going to happen. Happy customers are going to find you new customers. Then you upsell those customers. Bing, bang, boom. You've got an amazing NRR and a super healthy business. So now that you understand the 3 things that you really need to be paying attention to in 2023 to compound that business, you've got retention, you've got increasing the average value per customer, and then the NRR, how to actually track that and understand if you have a healthy, effective business. You might be asking yourself, well, that all sounds great, but how the heck am I going to deliver this coaching and deliver the value and do all the things that you just suggested? Well, the number one thing I can tell you, and it's pretty obvious if you're watching this video, is you got to leverage CoachNow. You got to leverage the right technology to manage your relationships. Say no to email, say no to text message, consolidate everything that you're doing so that you can increase the touch points and deliver crazy value in less time. Because as I say in all the videos that we make, our goal here at CoachNow is to help you save time, increase your income, and coach how and where you want. And you gotta have the technology to help you do that so that you can grow the business as much as possible. So if you're not already a member of CoachNow, kick off your free trial over at coachnow.io. If you already are a member, reach out to us. We're here to help you maximize the opportunities within the platform. And there's also a ton of education that we have created and we will continue to create on this YouTube channel and other places. If you're not already a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe so you can follow along with all of the updates. We've got tons of stuff coming in 2023, and I want to make sure that you can take advantage of not only all the education, but all of the product updates that will make your life easier and help you execute on the top 3 things that we just mentioned so that you can have a booming business in 2023. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.